1 year without any alcohol, guys. We did it. I'm about to cry. I'm about to cry. No. 6 months ago, I made a video about how I went with no alcohol for 6 months, and now it's 1 year. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Miguel. This is Mind Growth Universe, and if you're new to the channel, I talk about personal development concepts, how to apply it in your life, and how to find fulfillment and excitement in life. In this video, we're going to talk about how I went 1 year without any alcohol. What did I do? What solutions did I take? What can you learn from my experience, my problems? It wasn't easy. Along the way, I learned a lot about myself. I learned the mistakes that I made that were haunting me, that were limiting my potential. I learned what kind of people I need to hang out with and what kind of people I don't need to hang out with. There's dogs in the background. Hopefully you guys don't hear it and you guys can hear me. There's music outside as well. Why does this matter? Why should you care? Why is this really important? Well, I'll give you guys some bit of context. My family has a history, and my extended family has a history of alcoholism. A lot of my uncles, my cousins, they drink a lot and they make bad decisions. There's been times where I've been at parties when I was young and there was fights, physical fights, and it was all because of alcohol was in the picture. I would say like 95% of the time when there was something negative in the family, there was always alcohol involved. Another reason why it matters is because I've been on a search for fulfillment and excitement. Every time I get into something like a long-term relationship, I sometimes lose interest. I sometimes go back to my old habits, my toxic habits, toxic people, and never really learn from my mistakes. And that's one of the reasons why this matters, why I took upon this challenge of no alcohol, is to grow, to learn more about myself, to learn about my weaknesses, my strengths, and to learn about new things. Lastly, why it matters is because a lot of people in the United States, in the world, have a problem with alcohol. It's a big problem that no one really wants to talk about it. There's always that stigma. There's always people who are afraid to talk about their problems with alcohol, or not want to admit it or keep it on the down low. So I come from a Mexican family, and alcoholism is kind of normalized and not really talked about as much. People really don't get help for it. They don't want to see a therapist and talk about the problems. It's very hey, if you got this problem, you have to deal with it. It's very like that. I want to talk more about it. I want to shine a light about it. Challenges. So, what are some of the challenges that I faced while on this journey of no alcohol for 1 year? A challenge that I experienced was having friends, family members who would drink alcohol around me. So for me, guys, I don't have a problem if someone drinks alcohol. It becomes a problem when that person is out of control, where they can't control their emotions, their behavior. That's when it's really toxic. And that's one of the things that I've learned throughout my journey, is how to detect those people, how to detect those moments before it happens. And if it does happen, what to do. So what I do is, if someone next to me or around me is drinking a lot, I'm not going to pay too much attention. They might start becoming more friendly, or they might start becoming more hostile. Doesn't matter, but for me, I'm just not in that circle anymore. I prefer not to be in that situation. If there's a whole bunch of people around me who are drinking, who are very drunk, I prefer to stay out of it, and that's just my vibration at the time. I don't want to be in a state of mind where it's very low, very negative. And sometimes when people drink a lot, they go into those negative emotions, negative vibrations. So for me, I stay out of it. For you guys, if you're in a situation where there's people around who are drinking and it starts to be toxic, it starts to be very hostile, then that's an indication that you should not be in that situation. Try to avoid those situations. Look out for people who try to get you to drink. If they really start pushing you, hey, take a shot, take a drink with me. Why are you not drinking? If you start to see those patterns in your friends or people around you, then that's a good indication to get out of there. Just get out. I've been in parties where people want you to drink, where people are taking shots, and if you say no, they look at you differently or they question you, and you get a lot of stares, you get judgment eyes, and don't worry about them. They're doing their thing and you're doing your thing. Keep doing you, protect your energy. Another challenge that I faced was loneliness and boredom. So along the way, there were some times where I was lonely. On a Friday night, I was home alone. And my old self, before I started this journey, would, drink some alcohol or drink some wine. I would drink on the weekends. And the next day I would probably wake up with a hangover and be unproductive or not want to do anything, not achieve my goals. So that's one of the things that I've learned, is to embrace loneliness, to turn loneliness into solitude. Use it as a way to find your excitement, to do the things that you want to do, to achieve your goals. And it's not going to happen overnight. There's going to be a Friday night where you have to force yourself, okay, I'm not gonna drink, I'm gonna do this instead. I'm gonna do this until I get tired and go to sleep. Another problem that I faced was, I would hang out with the wrong crew. And the crew would take me to these social events where everyone's drinking or everyone is doing things that you're not very comfortable with. Before the pandemic really hit, I was the type of person who would like to go out to parties, concerts, to bars, and that was my life. That was my weekend life. And there was a point where I was having so much fun, getting to meet new people, going out. But when I got home, I felt like an emptiness, like something was missing. And that something was achieving my goals, doing the things that I want to do to make this world a better place, to bring light into this world. The old Miguel was more of a party person and wanting that sip of alcohol just to have fun. There were moments where I was happy when I was drinking, but then there's moments where I don't get happy and I'm sad about something, about a past relationship or a friendship that went wrong or something bad that happened that day. Taking that sip of alcohol really changed my emotions. So this part is about solutions. What did I do to achieve this goal of 1 year without any alcohol? All right, so the first one I want to talk about is meditation and visualization. It's worked for me because I'm able to go into a state of mind where I can block out distractions, where I can just focus on my breathing, where I can focus on my emotions, closing my eyes and being able to just be in my zone. And being in that zone of meditation can allow you to be creative. When you're in that zone, you can really start to visualize who you want to be. You can start to visualize, how you're going to overcome challenges. And if you have no idea about meditation or visualization, then, I recommend, go on Google, go on YouTube, type it up, what is meditation, how to do it. Or you can watch a video of mine that I made about how I do it and my tips. I get it, it's not for everyone. People are gonna laugh at it. There's people out there who, when they hear about meditation, they laugh. And I'm like, okay, it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. But if you haven't tried it, try it. And if it's not working for you, you gotta ask yourself, hey, why is it not working? Are you just trying to force it? Are you really that needy? Or what kind of vibrations are you giving out when you attempt meditation or visualization? The visualization helps because I can picture myself who I want to be, the characteristics that I have. I can picture my goals. I can visualize, where I am after achieving my goals. I can picturize, the people that I'm gonna meet that will help me achieve my goals. In this journey, when I've been meditating and visualization, I picture myself as a person who doesn't drink alcohol and what kind of person that person is doing right now. So I ask myself, what is that version of Miguel doing? That version of Miguel who doesn't drink alcohol, what is he doing? Where is he at? And and you can be creative. You can tell yourself, I'm traveling the world. I'm making $2 million. Be creative as much as possible. Have fun. Another solution, another tip that I recommend is, going out in nature. Something that I've done in this journey is, instead of going to bars, to parties, house parties, concerts, I've been going to nature. I've been going to parks. I've been going to hikes. I've been going to hiking trails. The thing that I've been doing most is just embracing the outside world, getting out of the city. I think that's like one of the major big thing is just getting out of the city. So in the past, I used to live in Midtown of Atlanta, and in Midtown of Atlanta, there's a lot of there's a lot of parties, there's a lot of restaurants, there's a lot of people because it's so hyped. And when COVID hit, I was like, hey, I don't want to be in this position. Let me just take myself out of this space. Let me go to hikes. So I went to a lot of hikes. I took advantage of this lockdown is to go by myself, to go to these mountains, to go on these hikes alone, and just embrace nature, embrace the green, the smells of the water, of the trees, of the animals, embrace everything. And when I went out to nature, I would take my camera and I would take photographs, and that's how I started Lumi Stories, where I just took a lot of pictures of nature, and I'm like, maybe I should create a website where I can put these. And so I did. I put them on a website called Lumi Stories. I'll leave a link below if you guys want to check it out. Taking yourself out of the city life, taking yourself out of the noise, the cars, the people, the music. I think that's really something that helped me along this journey. So another tip, another solution that has helped me is the passion principle. And if you guys don't know a lot about the passion principle, I'll leave a link in the video that I made below. But what it is just a philosophy of following your highest excitement to the best of your ability without any expectations. Sometimes the outcome isn't something that we could have imagined. So let me give you an example. One of my biggest excitements that makes me really happy is making YouTube videos. And when I started to make these YouTube videos, I got into the zone. I learned about lighting, I learned about camera work, I learned about sound, I learned about how to create YouTube thumbnails, SEO optimization, or no, I said it wrong, SEO optimization. And because of these skills, I've been able to apply it to other platforms. I've been able to apply it to TikTok. And funny enough, one of my videos went viral. I think it has over 500K views, one of the videos. And that's something that I've learned, and I could not expect that video to go viral. The point of this, guys, is, I'm following my excitement. I don't know where this could lead, but I know that it makes me happy. It makes me excited. And I feel like that's something you guys have to do as well. Find a thing that makes you excited, that makes you really passionate in the zone, and stick to it. Stick to it as much as possible, as the best as you can. Another thing that I want to mention is spirituality. What helped me was, looking into concepts about spirituality. Law of attraction, manifestation, higher self. These concepts in spirituality are very new to people. Sometimes when people hear about these things, they kind of get confused or worried or scared. For me, guys, it was more of just it clicked. It resonated with me. The concepts from Dolores Cannon, from Bashar, these concepts about spirituality, that's something that resonated with me. And because it resonated with me, I applied it into my life. I applied it to my goals. I applied it to my everyday life. When I wake up, I meditate. I start to be more spiritual. So 2020 was a period where I had my spiritual awakening, meaning that the spiritual concepts that you hear about, law of attraction, manifestation, higher self, I used it, applied it in my life, had no expectations, just had a daily routine. One thing that I did the most every day was meditate, be with nature, control my energy, how to block out distractions. Give it a try, guys. Look into it. There's a lot of videos on YouTube about spirituality. And if it's not for you, then it's not for you. Okay, so what are my final thoughts? One is that you're not alone. There's a lot of people out there who are struggling, who are having difficulties with alcohol. There's people out there who don't know what to do, who are stuck with their old habits. I started this journey April 19th, 2020. Yeah, it happened after the lockdown in the United States. When you're in this journey, you'll start to notice a lot of people who have problems with alcohol. Whether that's your friends, your family members, you start to notice that they drink a lot and they start to become a different person, or they start to be really depressed, anxious. And sometimes for me, guys, it makes me feel sad because I've been in that situation. I know what's it like to be sad while drinking alcohol and being very depressed. I know where they're coming from, and it makes me sad when my family members especially have a problem with alcohol. A key thing that I've learned is to not force your ideas to anyone. You might see a family member or friend who struggles with alcohol. It's easy to give them advice, but you can't force them to change. They have to change on their own. They have that free will. It's not your job to change them. They have that free will to either follow your advice or not follow your advice, to not drink alcohol or drink alcohol. They have that free will. The best you can do is to have unconditional love and be an example for them. Practice what you preach. Like for me, guys, if I see a family member or a friend who has a drinking issue, I'm not gonna go up to them and try to force them to change. No, that's the wrong approach. The first thing is come from a place of unconditional love. Second, support system. Be there for him. Have a listening ear. Third is to practice what you preach. Give them, your perspective, your story, and where you are. That's all you can do. It's not your job to fix anyone. When you start this journey, you'll start to realize there's people who are going to judge you, who are going to be jealous, who are going to look at you differently. There was one friend where I told him about my journey, and it was a group setting. We were at this restaurant, and I told him, "Hey, yeah, I'm not drinking for a year," and they were looking at me like suspicious eyes or judging eyes, and I didn't really think about it too much. I'm like, okay. The point is, guys, you're gonna have people who are gonna look at you differently, who are gonna judge you. Don't react. To keep on following your path, to keep following your goals. Lastly, guys, what I want to say is, if you do relapse, if you do start to drink, if you break your goal, don't be ashamed. You might be at the bottom. It's your job to pick yourself up. We're on earth to learn. If you failed, okay. Why did you fail? What was the situation that made you just click and start drinking? Learn from your mistakes. It's a school. We're not here to judge. I'm not here to judge anyone. We're here to learn. Pick yourself up, learn from your mistakes, and keep going forward. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys liked the video, make sure you guys leave a like. If you guys want to support the channel, I'll leave a Patreon below. And make sure you guys subscribe to the channel for more content. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. This award, I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm saying. God, it's hot in here. All right. This room is always hot. I don't know why.
Why did I film on Friday night? It's so loud outside.
To just break out, to learn more about themselves. That doesn't make sense.